Thank you so much for joining me in the throne room today. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened in Dragonstone, episode 1 of season 7. I did have a little bit of a boo boo on the last one, so I wanted to redo this one so it came out a little bit better. So I do apologize for the last recap and review, but without further ado, this is Dragonstone, and thank you for entering the throne room. In the feast hall of the twins, a very much alive Walder Frey addressed the Frey men, toasting to their bravery at the Red Wedding and the future of their house. The celebration takes a U-turn when one by one all the Frey men collapse from poison wine. Now Arya pulls off the face of Walder Frey and instructs Walder's young widow tell them winter came for the Freys before leaving the corpse-strewn room. Now Arya rode through the woods and came across the group of young Lannister soldiers tasked with keeping the peace in the Riverlands. Arya warily accepted their offer of food and listened to them as they chatted about missing their homes and families. Now, all the while, she was just sitting up there plotting how she would kill them. When they ask why she's headed to King's Landing, Arya casually mentions that she's going to kill the queen. After a moment's silence, the soldiers all busted into laughter, and Arya soon joins in. Nobody's going to die here today. In a vision, Bran watches the Night's King leading his White Walkers, the massive army of the dead, comprised of wildling, Night's Watchmen, Thins, and even giants. Bran Stark emerges from warging as he and Mira Reed arrive at the tunnel through the wall at Castle Black, where she introduces herself as Howland Reed's daughter and son of Ned Stark. Surprised by Bran's knowledge of his own personal history, Dolorous Ed raises the gate and allows the strangers to enter in. Now, Jon Snow, the king in the north, addresses his lords in the Great Hall of Winterfell, and he urges the houses to train everyone, regardless of age, gender, to fight the impending war. Ask every maester to scour records for mentions of Dragonglass. Now, Tormund agrees to have the Free Folk man abandon Night's Watch castles along the wall and volunteer to go to Eastwatch by the Sea. The conversation turns tense when Sansa publicly disagrees with Jon's decision to allow the Umbers and Karstarks to keep their homes, but Jon holds fast to his decision, and young Ned Umber and Alice Karstark swear their loyalty. Now Sansa is displeased, and Littlefinger watches everything. Now afterwards, Jon tells Sansa not to undermine him in front of other lords and ladies. Sansa counters that listening to her may be wise idea. Now Maester Walken arrives with a message from Cersei: bend the knee or suffer the consequences. Sansa warns her brother not to underestimate the Lannister queen. Brienne of Tarth trains Podrick Payne in the Winterfell courtyard as the wildlings prepare to depart the Eastwatch by the Sea. Now Lord Baelish approaches Sansa on the walkway, and tells her that he only wants her to be safe and happy. In no mood for Littlefinger's issues and what he's trying to present, Sansa cuts him off, and as Brienne approaches, Brienne voices her concern that Littlefinger is only sticking around because he wants something, but Sansa knows exactly what he wants. In the Red Keep, Jaime finds Cersei pacing a floor painted with the map of Westeros, guessing Tyrion and Daenerys will land at Dragonstone. Jaime tries to convey their danger of House Lannister, but Cersei shrugs off all of his concerns. Now, Euron Greyjoy's ship, the Silencer, sails into Blackwater Bay with the rest of the Iron Fleet. Jaime, disdainful of Greyjoy's alliance and his presence, wants to know how it benefits Euron. Cersei's answer surprises him as she mentions a queen. So Euron makes his case to Cersei as she sits on the Iron Throne, but she declines his proposal. Nothing she has no really reason to trust him. The king of the Iron Islands promises to return with a priceless gift to prove his worthiness. Now, Beric Dondarrion, Thorolsamir, the Hound, and the rest of the Brotherhood without banners continue to make their way north, seeking shelter from the wind and the snow. They take refuge in an abandoned farmhouse, the farm that the Hound actually was last at years ago. So the Hound recognizes the home. He and Arya sheltered there before he stole his host's silver inside. The group finds the skeletons of the farmer and his daughter. Beric posts the pair. Basically just prophesizes that the pair were starving. Father took both their lives to stop the suffering. So while eating, the Hound questions the Lord of Light's interest in Beric, but Dondarrion doesn't have an answer.